Don't forget to go down and click subscribe for more investing videos.
So let's talk about the 5 tips to retire early with dividends. The first tip is to make sure you pay off any debt, at the very minimum consumer debt. Now you don't necessarily have to pay off your mortgage, but if you're ultimately the most risk adverse person, it would probably be a good idea to pay off your mortgage as well. This will ensure, any payments that, originally you would have going out towards debt, you actually have those payments to, it's less dividend income you need to retire. And if you're, getting more dividend income than you actually need to live, say you live a very frugal lifestyle, you can take that money and reinvest it into more dividend stocks and ensure that basically you don't outlast your investments. Say there's a variety of dividend cuts, in a downturn in the economy, you don't have to go back out and look for a job. This is just a risk management practice to ensure your income is extra safe. The next step is to build a passive income machine. I did a whole video on what a passive income machine is, but when you're growing your nest egg and your dividend investment portfolio, you want to make sure you have income from multiple sources going into building that portfolio, because that'll ensure that your portfolio, it grows faster, it allows you to retire earlier. And if you choose to have some of those income streams and you just chop off the job income stream, it'll allow you to retire earlier with, again, not having to have as much dividend income. And then you have multiple aspects of income, which reduces the risk. The next tip is build a dividend growth portfolio. I see a lot of people who are looking to retire from dividends, and they are building a portfolio that is pretty much all very high dividend paying stocks, so the current yield is really high. Now, you can mix some of those into your portfolio, but generally those extremely high dividend yielders are more risky, and they tend not to grow the dividends over time. If anything, a lot of them cut dividends over long periods of time. So by building a dividend growth portfolio, you're buying stocks that pay a lower dividend yield now, but they will continue to grow that dividend over a number of years. By buying these dividend growth stocks, you're basically ensuring that the dividend payments keep pace with inflation. There'll be a long-term yielding dividend stock that will help your income continually grow over time, right? Because when you retire today, 15 years from now, a loaf of bread, milk, daily living expenses, probably medical expenses because you're getting older, those things are going to cost more. So you want to ensure your dividend income keeps pace with inflation and keeps pace with increasing costs, which we all know costs increase over time. These next 2 recommendations or tips might be a little controversial. You may want to continue working part-time. I have some friends who joined the military when they were relatively young, in their 18, 19, 20, and by the time they reach early to mid 40s, they have a military retirement where they really don't need to work. Most of those individuals either start a business or work part-time doing something they enjoy. After a few years, maybe even less, of being retired and not going to work, many people get bored. So look to do something you enjoy, whether that's starting a YouTube channel, even working. Say you enjoy interacting with people, but you don't want a high stress job. Maybe doing something like working at Home Depot or Lowe's, where you still get that daily people interaction, but it's not as stressful as, say, working on Wall Street or something like that, where you're looking to get away from the stress, but you're still looking to do something. Having that additional part-time income, again, it removes a layer of risk, and it allows you to maybe not need all the dividend income, which you can reinvest, which will increase your income. And then as you get older, and maybe you do not want to work part-time, you'll have plenty of income. You'll have very low risk because you'll have a very passive income. And then you can do that. Or if your health declines, you have that extra income coming in from dividends that's passive that will continue working for you without you having to work for it. And the final step, as you choose to retire and live off of your dividends, if you continue to live a rather frugal lifestyle, which many people who have built passive income and have that discipline to build up a portfolio of dividend paying stocks or other investments, oftentimes they don't need all the income that their passive investments generate. So if you don't need that income, reinvest those dividends, grow your dividend income stream over time, and take that money, and again, as you get older and you age, you may not want to or have the ability to work, or you may want to donate some money to charity. So by reinvesting dividends now when you don't need them, it just frees you up to do other things with that money and continue to grow that income stream, which will allow you the freedom to do things you want later on down the road. So I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you have any questions or any comments, comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.